Yep, welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. Last time we finished the 5th story and started the 6th story, which is just a continuation of the last one. Yeah, Giselle accepted a deal from the witch to basically become her maid for the possibility to maybe meet Michel again when he gets reconstructed, is the word she used, I think. And now she's been her maid for like 100 years, doing nothing all day. Now we're in, what did it say? It said 1200, right? When they get 1200. Yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. For the first 100 years, I kept track of how much time had passed. An hour, a day, a month, a year, 10 years, 50. But once it had surpassed a person's average lifespan, the counting started driving me mad, and so I stopped. My sense of time began to numb. In place of sleep, I spent my days in a trance-like state. Doing so, I was less aware of the passage of time, which made it a little easier to bear. Suspended in this bubble of time, my mind went on to you. Oh, okay, that was fast. Quick 100 years. The next thing I lost a sense of was myself. I lived as a human for 21 years. After spending nearly 10 times that trapped in the mansion, I began to feel like that was all I had ever been. Yeah, that's understandable. That maybe my past was all a construction of my imagination. That as an otherworldly being, I merely fantasized about being human. Had I actually had a family? Had there actually been other people in the world? Did cities and villages really exist? Was there ever really a time when light shone through the windows when we were happy? But I knew if I started doubting everything, I wouldn't be able to maintain myself. So I settled on believing one thing, that you, Michelle, were real. That you had been with me. That I had loved you. And that it was you I was waiting for. I tried to always remember that one fact. Okay, we're just whizzing past these. Okay, the first story should take place around the 1600s, so... My characteristic energy and cheer were disappearing. By then, I hardly ever raised my voice anymore. And in when are you talking? Who are you talking to? And in response to that change, the witch seemed to treat me a little nicer. I guess did the witch? I thought you were like talking to her telepathically or something. On occasion, I thought I could sense her presence nearby. Like she might reveal her form to me from beyond the darkness, instead of only speaking to me. I could feel her sitting beside me. Giselle, do you think you're still Giselle, even now? Heh, I suppose it doesn't matter either way. Sometimes I think love and fanaticism, Google, please help me. Fanaticism. That's hard to say for me. Sometimes I think love and fanaticism are two sides of the same coin. What are you implying? Oh, nothing. I have an idea though. Why don't we make you some new clothes, my dear? The loom should still work, thanks to your keeping everything in order. That outfit's an artifact of an age long past by now. You know how long it's been? Vaguely, but yes. As we speak, time still marches onward. Not too quickly and not too slowly. But at the same pace as you're breathing. Now, on your feet, Giselle. We have plenty of time, so let's make you the perfect maid's outfit. If we don't have enough material, we can make more threads from the sheets or curtains. Hehe, how exciting. Following our instructions, I wove garments in a style that did not exist in my era. They were quite strange to behold. The old me might have been stricken with fascination by them, but at that point, I wasn't even sure how to rejoice, how to be impressed, or how to be moved anymore. I don't really get what the witch's motive is for this, but sure. 1500. Why didn't the last times it went up by decades, but this time it just jumped straight to 1500? It sounds like rain again. We've had this sound effect a lot. What year is it? Oh, it doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter where it is. As long as you're there, it can be anytime, anywhere. Where are you, Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long. I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michelle, come back to me soon. I love you so, so very much. But my memories of you are starting to fade. What did your voice sound like? What kinds of faces did you make? What did you like to put your hands on me? I don't want to forget. I want to always remember. And memories of you are the only thing holding me together. But they're slipping away from me. How did you speak? What kinds of things did you talk about? I'm losing all these memories. Please, Michelle, come back to me before I forget everything. My beloved master. The thought crossed my mind that maybe Morgana's guarantee that he would be reconstructed was just a lie to trick me into staying here, but I quickly discarded it, because if she had been lying, it would strip all meaning from my very existence. It would take from me my purpose for being here, so I didn't want to accept the possibility. I had no choice but to persevere in my belief that he would return. I had always thought I would be alright, that my faith would never waver. I still believed in myself. But you can be the happiest, most optimistic, resolute person in the world, and you will still break eventually. And I was at the point where even the slightest tap would shatter me into fragments. Okay, at this point, surely Mel's family is living in the mansion by now. 1591? Several hundred years after I was enslaved within the mansion, something changed for the very first time. Oh, music. Sunlight, which I had not seen in all that time, shone in from outside. At first, I did not believe it was real. I thought it was a hallucination born of my inner desires. Didn't Mel say that his grandfather found the mansion? But this seems too late to be his grandfather. Or was it just his father? I thought it was his grandfather, but it might have just been his father. I forget. And I thought I must have completely lost it from my fantasy to have escaped my mind. For my fantasies to have escaped my mind. But it didn't matter if it was an illusion. The gentle breeze blowing in through the window felt wonderful. The smell of grass, the chirping of birds, the glistening blue sky. It was like 1,000 memories rushing back all at once, and it brought tears to my eyes. The time has come, Giselle. It's time for you to get to work. And as she always did, the witch's voice crushed my elation, dragging me back to reality. Reveling in the sight of the outside was the last thing I should have been doing, for it was the moment that began my true decline. Work? What kind of work? Have you already forgotten? Oh, good heavens. You have your head on straight, my dear? As I said, I need you to watch over the house, and show your utmost hospitality to those who show up. This is merely an appetizer. It looks like someone's here. Hold on, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Do the same thing you have been doing. Be a maid. Convince the house's guests that this is a wonderful place. Make them enjoy their stay. Now go on. I'm quite looking forward to this. The bar has been removed. Will the door open? For so long, the door had refused to budge. For so long, life had forsaken these halls. For so long, there had been no trace of life. Now, all of that had been turned on its head. I felt like I had stepped into heaven on earth. I know it sounds melodramatic, so please don't laugh. It was almost certainly a perfectly ordinary slice of nature. Oh, you're in the UK now, I think. Leaves and grass rustled in the wind, flowers speckled the earth, and in the distance was a city I didn't recognize. I wondered where I was, of course, but I neither shouted nor jumped in surprise. Instead, I found myself accepting of my circumstances, as unnatural as they might have been. As I was standing there idly before the entrance, our carriage rolled up. Egad, could this road be any bloody worse? It's in dire need of paving on top of everything else. And who might you be, young lady? Not outfit. Speaking a different language. Middle-aged man approached me. From his attire and the way he held himself, he appeared to be upper class. However, the words coming out of his mouth were not in the language I had grown up speaking. Could the mansion have moved somewhere far, far away? I guess we didn't get confirmations in the original story, but I'm pretty sure she was from France. Seems like there were a good amount of clues pointing to that. Naturally, I had no idea such a thing was possible, and the longer I stood there staring at him absent-mindedly, the more incredulous he became. My immediate mission was to overcome the language barrier. Fortunately, I suppose, I was able to understand bits and pieces of what he had said. As merchants in the capital, my family did business with people from other countries, and as a result I had learned a handful of words. The problem was, it had been so long ago, I had no confidence whatsoever in my ability to hold a conversation. I am a servant. Servant? Can't say I remember asking for a lady servant, but hey, I suppose these things do happen. Doesn't much matter who they sent. Who are you? You weren't informed? Bloody hell, off to a great start, I see. Well, what can you do, I guess? Name's Hayden Rhodes. Rhodes! Just like Mel and Nellie. Just a retired old man. As I'm sure you have already guessed, this man was the Rhodes sibling's grandfather. Okay, it was their grandfather. He was also the first person I served under as the maid. For a member of an esteemed noble family, Hayden was a bit on the eccentric side. Oh, I like how it's playing the music from the first story again. Like we're coming back to this story. Man, I like this song so much. He only hired a handful of servants, claiming he was not fond of clamor. There was a single chef, a physician, a servant to take care of all the cleaning, and then me, who served as his personal assistant. Whenever he got the chance, Hayden would chase me down and make me practice proper etiquette. According to him, I had much to learn. You are at least technically a servant of the Rhodes family, young lady, so I can't have you going around playing the country bumpkin act. Yes, sir. And we'll have to do something about that accent too while we're at it. I have an accent? Thicker than bloody molasses. No, I have no interest in sticking my nose into your business, asking where you hail from. But while you're here, you must act the part, young lady. Lucky for you, I'm retired and have all the time in the world. I'll teach you everything you need to know about proper etiquette. Alright. Speak up, will you? Yes, sir. Was her hair always this long? Hayden did not go easy on me either. In addition to my day-to-day duties, I studied etiquette, the language, proper pronunciation, and formal diction. Anytime I made the slightest mistake, he would shout his dissatisfaction. Listen carefully. A servant is the face of a house. A servant's gaff is her master's gaff. Always keep this in mind. You're not just a maid. You must always act with elegance and grace. You must always maintain your composure, even if the house is falling down around you. Whatever happens, you deal with it quickly and quietly. Your language must be immaculate. No ums, uhs, or pauses, for any reason. Yes, sir. No stammering either. Sorry. Bloody hell, you're not going to make this easy, are you? Whose idea was it that the country bumpkin would make a good servant? I'd like to give him a piece of my mind. I'm not from the country. Not even slightly. I was raised in the capital. Is that so, eh? A prim and proper city girl, are you? In that case, you should be a quick study. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, is she pouting? I can learn anything in a week. Tops. Piece of cake. Is that so? Alright then. Starting tomorrow, I'm tripling your lessons. I didn't think this through. Okay, she's acting like so differently from how she acted like 20 years later. What happened? Because at this point, she spent like 500 years living alone in the mansion. So I would be okay with assuming that this was what made her act so differently in the story. But she's acting like a lot more like how she used to be than I would have expected her to. In addition to being my master, Hayden was my teacher. When he yelled, he grew twice his size and I shrunk to half of mine. But it wasn't at all an unpleasant experience, because I knew he wasn't raising his voice to belittle me. His instruction may have been harsh, but it was human interaction. There were people around that I could talk to, and that was wonderful. I was starting to regain some of my humanity. Unlike me, you still got a long life ahead of you, young lady. Does he know? I don't. That's a funny line. I don't know what kind of life you've lived, but I can't imagine it's been all that easy. Not many servant girls your age without that Not many servant girls your age without a home to go back to, which is why you need to learn this. Once you've got all the rules and customs down, you'll be able to hold your own at any noble's estate. You shouldn't have any trouble keeping yourself employed. I'm sure you think I'm just a loud, obnoxious old man, but believe me, we met for a reason, so I hope you'll stick with me. I don't think about you like that at all, master. You're a remarkable man. One more time. I deeply appreciate your generous consideration, master, from the bottom of my heart. Aye. I didn't know much about Hayden's situation, why he had retired to this mansion all alone, away from the rest of his family. But anytime I asked about them, he would say, "It happens sometimes," with a melancholic frown. Before long, 2 years had passed. At that point, my etiquette had improved enough to satisfy his high standards. In that time, the mansion underwent a number of decor changes, as Hayden brought in sculptors to work on different areas of the house. Painters too, right? He also sealed off rooms that were not in use, such as the observation tower and the chapel. It was a sad thing seeing areas with so many memories from me falling into disuse. But as a mere servant, I had no say in the matter. In addition, he didn't seem to greatly enjoy renovating the house, so I watched him warmly. Wait, isn't this the grandfather that died while having sex with a young girl? Was the story? Are we gonna see that? The furniture was all gradually replaced, gorgeous paintings hung on the walls, colorfully patterned curtains installed. The rose garden, and a brilliant rose garden planted. These roses come from all across the world. Nowhere else can you see so many different varieties in one place. It's beautiful. Do you know that in the city, people are starting to call the mansion Rose Manor? Rose Manor? And to think there used to be nothing but weeds here. Amazing how much it has changed. I never thought I would see this garden turn into something so beautiful. Are you fond of roses, young lady? Yes, red ones especially. Red roses mean a great deal to me. They remind me of a time long past. You didn't want as a gift, were you? No, I believe I was the one who gave the rose. So red roses are a symbol of my feelings. They're very precious to me. I give you a rose as a gift. You plucked it from its stem and placed it in my hair. Yeah, I remember. Am I remembering correctly? I remember, maybe you don't. My memories are so vague now. I can't even remember the look on your face that day. There are some kids I'd like to give roses to myself. Who? My grandchildren. Oh my, you have grandchildren? Aye, though we haven't been in touch for some time. Last I saw them was 4 years ago, when my second grandchild was born. What does that mean? Oh, my turd, but he wanted to say turd, but he said second. Wait. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay, I get it, because he knows about the whole painter thing. So he's counting the white-haired girl. Along with Mel and Millie. Okay. The sweetest girl in the world with lovely flaxen hair. She's going to... very clumsy of you to slip up. It would be really bad if you slipped up here. She's going to be a real beauty when she grows up. Anyway, they're wonderful kids. And one day, I want to hand this garden over to them. I wonder what happened to Nellie after the story ended. Each and every rose containing my hope that they'll lead comfortable, healthy lives, free of strife. I'm sure your wish will come to pass. Your grandchildren will have wonderful lives. Aye. The grief of not having you around still weighed heavily on my mind, but I was slowly approaching contentedness. Life with Hayden was slow and uneventful, peaceful and relaxing, and then he died while having sex with a hooker. I imagined my heart was seeking anything to alleviate its pain, and it found that in the beautifully remodeled mansion, the garden blooming wildly with roses, and my time with Hayden. I was even beginning to think this life was enough for me, that I would be okay with this being the end if it meant more of the tranquility I felt. I was, like a coward, considering giving up the fight. Please do forgive me for ever considering such a thing. You are forgiven? Hayden seemed to be in high spirits that day. A gift that apparently arrived from his son, who lived far away. In it was a tea set, some leaves, and a small jar of sugar. Miss. How can we be of service, master? Brew me up a pot of this, would you? Be careful not to steep it for too long. You want to get it just right for the best flavor. As you wish, master. He seemed quite pleased. Psst, why would I be? A boy who shunned his old man for years sends him a paltry gift on a whim. I'm just entertaining his fancy. Heh. Your tea is ready, master. Ah, what a wonderful smell. Tea and roses are life's best of damned spices. Now, let's see what that boy chose for me. If it's not good, I'll be sure to write him an angry letter. He looks so happy. He must really love his family. Not as much as Nelly. Nelly's got you beat in that regard. It's a little bitter. Shall I brew another pot? No, it's not your fault. Must be something in the leaves. Would you like to add some sugar then? There was a small jar of it with a tea set. Now that's some bloody fine sugar he's procured. White as snow and sparkles in the light. He chose it just for you, master. Bloody hell, what demon possessed him? Alright, give me 2 spoons then. Yes, master. Here you are. Splendid. This is some exquisite tea. The sugar balances the bitterness of the leaves perfectly. I guess that boy does have some... Master. Master. The doctor. I need to find the doctor. Water. I'll get you some water right away. So please hang in there. Okay, he doesn't die here, because that doesn't fit with what we were told. Thanks to the quick treatment provided by his personal physician, Hayden survived, but he didn't make it out with much more than his life. He was permanently bedridden by the affair. Evidently, the sugar I had put in this tea had contained poison. But, like... Okay, from his... Would this not be a bigger deal that he was murdered by his son? By Nelly and Mel's father? Which had done irreparable damage to his nerves and muscles. Most of his body was completely immobile except for his left arm. Can I bring you something? Oh. Some water? I've had more than my fill of water. You don't need to wait on me hand and foot. Haha, the face says you need to distract yourself by working. Remember what I told you? Noble family servants must always act with elegance and grace. You must always maintain your composure. But how can you expect me to remain composed? If I had only examined the sugar more thoroughly. You never would have noticed, young lady. I examined the sugar and didn't see a bloody thing wrong with it. He was damn crafty, that's for sure. Why would he do this? His inheritance, I presume. Something must have come up and he needed money quickly. That's no reason to poison your own father. Blood is nothing but an obstacle for ambition. Or maybe he just hated me. How could anyone possibly hate you? Perhaps that could be said of the me you know. But when you live as long as I have, you're bound to make an enemy or two. Mine just happened to be my son. I was planning to give him everything anyway. He didn't have to do this. It all would have been his. Master, killing me doesn't accomplish anything. I guess it doesn't much matter. Yeah. Say, could I ask you something, young lady? What can I do for you? I don't want to... Oh, okay. I see. So it wasn't... Okay, that's funny. I don't want it to get out that Hayden Rhodes was poisoned. So could you tell people that I passed away peacefully with a beautiful nurse tending to my every need? You're not dead yet. Please, don't talk like that. You're scaring me. No stammering. But... I'm not saying it'll happen immediately. But I am an old man, and one day you'll wake up and I'll be gone. This is about my own pride, not my son. The last thing I want is to go out with a black spot on my name. Tell me you'll do this, Giselle. She's never said my name before. As you wish. Thank you. You're a peculiar girl, you know? Sometimes you seem greener than the leaves in summer, and sometimes you seem like you've seen 12 kinds of hell. And every so often, you seem not of this world. Your skin is pale, your hands as cold as ice. At one point, I thought you might be Death himself. But I was wrong about that. You have too big a heart to be Death. You carry too much. You must be carrying a very heavy cross on your back. What am I supposed to do? I don't want to lose you, Lord Hayden. I don't want to lose this life. You have someone, don't you, young lady? Someone you're dying to meet again. Yes, but I don't know anymore. I don't know how long I'm supposed to keep waiting. If something doesn't happen soon, I don't think I can hold myself together much longer. I was so close to breaking down. And it was you who kept me on my feet. I'm sure you've tried to remain strong plenty of times, so I'll give you some different advice. A trick for when you think you're losing hold of yourself. Build a cocoon. A cocoon? A sturdy shell to keep your weak inner self safe. This world has no interest in protecting you, only swallowing you whole, so you mustn't readily expose your true self. You build a cocoon and you play the role you need to play. That way, the real you will remain unarmed. It's not pleasant to hide yourself like that, but it's better than letting the world crush you. With a word of warning, if you spend too long in the cocoon, a word of warning, the real you is liable to disappear forever. Like maybe if you were to spend 300 years in the cocoon, you'll be swallowed up by your own protective shell. I hope you find whoever it is before it's too late. Now, I think I'll get some sleep. All this talking's worn me out. As you wish. Good night, Master. See you in the morning. I see you in the morning, young lady. The next day, Hayden was dead. He had strangled himself with his left hand. How? There's no way... Okay, maybe I'm ignorant. There's no way you can strangle yourself with your own, like, by your hands. There's no way. I should have been more attentive. I should have recognized how much pain he was in. How much it crushed him to have been betrayed by his own family. I should have realized how he truly felt. How fragile he really was. Because, like, even if you somehow have the fucking, like, strength of mind to do it and, like, keep doing it even as you're dying, you're gonna pass out before you die. And when you pass out, you're gonna lose your grip that you have on your throat. And you're gonna breathe again, like, naturally. There's no way. I fell into a hopeless gloom. I don't know, maybe someone's done it before in history and I'm just stupid. I could hardly believe that the quiet life I had finally attained had been shattered in the blink of an eye. Hayden's other servants quickly went their own ways, and I vividly remember the dirty looks they all gave me. Everyone who knew how he had died assumed I had done it. They had no reason to kill him though, but they had more than enough to believe so, for I had indeed been the last person to see him alive, and I held firmly to the story he had asked me to tell. While I was unable to convince the other servants, his family was far more accepting of the story, that he had departed for the next world happily, though that did not make the truth any less heartbreaking, especially since I was the only one who knew it. Why does this always have to happen? I was happy, but I can never seem to keep hold of it for more than a flash. Despair always comes marching in to rip it away. What am I doing here? What kind of person were you, Michelle? What kind of person was I? Oh my dear, you look positively miserable. Why should you despair at the death of some strange old geezer? Morgana. Was Hayden one of those whom you wish to be reconstructed? Aha, I have no interest in a wrinkled bag of bones. And if he was one of them, do you really think I would have let him go so peacefully? Peaceful? You call that peaceful? You call this his misery peaceful? I most certainly do. And since you do not seem to understand this, the pain of death lasts but an instant. The worst torture can only be inflicted upon the living. Setting two loved ones against one another, manipulating one into taking the other's life, and then forcing him to live with that. Okay, these are like, this is story number 3 and this is story number 2. The stage hasn't even been set, my dear. And you would have me play a part in that? Indeed. You agreed to accompany me. You are here to be my guide, and you're doing a wonderful job of it so far. I haven't done anything. Oh, but you killed that old man, did you not? Thanks to you, my wish is one step closer to fruition. What? What do you mean I killed Hayden? You mean to claim you didn't? Tell me, who was it that put the poisoned sugar in his tea? No, I didn't mean to. Your intentions are irrelevant. Everything moves along the path forged by my wish, and shall continue to follow its will. Because clearly, Hayden wouldn't have put the sugar in the tea himself if you weren't there. or you wouldn't have asked any of the other mates to do it. You know what? I'm done feeling like this. I don't want anyone else to go through what Hayden did. And what are you going to do about it? I'm done listening to you. Without me, you have no influence over this world. Oh? So I'll die. I'll take my own life right here and now. I grabbed my nearby knife and held the tip against my breast. My hands were shaking, my heart pounding, my whole body was racked with terror, but I could have sworn I heard Morgana gasp. This was her one weakness, I thought. What are you thinking? Don't do this, Giselle. Don't be foolish. Put the knife down right now. I'm done trusting anything you say. Giselle, put the knife down. I've missed you so very much, Michelle. I wanted nothing more than to see you again. But if my being Morgana's guide is going to cause other people suffering, then I can't. It's all over, Morgana. Huh? There's no blood? Not even pain. Why? Absolutely brilliant. I told you not to be foolish, but you just wouldn't listen to me. Such a silly girl. I really am. I couldn't even die if I wanted to. Learning that absolutely crushed me. My backup plan, the one escape route I had thought available to me, had been ripped away. My spirit crumbled, and I felt myself sink into a vast darkness. I began losing my grip on myself, which is when I recalled Hayden's advice. Build a cocoon. It was the only option I had left, my final chance of protecting myself. Although ultimately I was unsuccessful in that endeavor, as you know. But by that point, my mind and spirit are the hull had been lost. Eroded away by the years of solitude, the witch's whispers, the brief glimmer of happiness, and the eternal, boundless darkness it had left me in. It was in that moment that all light drained from my eye, and it was in that moment that the maid was born. It seems surprising to me that you could tank 500 years of being alone in the mansion, but Hayden dying is what breaks you. But I guess it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Also, hi Nelly. Oh, dearest Mel, come over here. There's so many beautiful flowers. No, Nelly, there's no need to run. You're going to fall, and you can't say I didn't warn you. Hello, I've never seen you before. Are you the new maid? Good afternoon, Lady Nelly. That is correct. It is an honor to serve you. Oh, did you do all this? I did not. The gardener was your grandfather, Lord Haydensworth. Wow, is grandfather a wizard? Perhaps he was. I'm sure he would be delighted to know you like it. Did grandfather like flowers? Yes, he loved them quite dearly. Wow, I love flowers too. I've never seen a garden with so many pretty flowers. Did you know this kind of flower is called a rose? Just like her name. Well, yes, they do sound alike. Like the flower, you are also a very sweet little girl. Say, what's your favorite color of rose? I like all colors. She's not gonna say it because of her cocoon. But you don't like any the most? That's too bad. My favorite is pink. Pink roses are so pretty. Indeed they are. Oh jeez, there you are, Nelly. Oh, my apologies. Please don't mind my sister. No, not at all. We're having the most wonderful time. That's good. I imagine we'll be seeing each other around, so it's a pleasure to... Dearest Mel, let's see what the inside's like. Mother says I have my very own room. Slow down, Nelly. I beg your pardon. The inseparable siblings ran off towards the mansion, hand in hand. It was a heartwarming sight, but the next moment when they stepped inside, I saw something else. The darkness enveloping the mansion seemed to flare up, the open door a gaping maw into its hungry bowels. The whole house looked as though it was cackling. It was, I presume, the witch Morgana's madness taking form, a manifestation of how she felt now that her centuries in the making wish was bearing fruit. It really took you 500 years to get people in the mansion? Those two children were the ones Morgana had been waiting for. Had I still had any willpower to fight left in me, I would have taken them by the hands and sent them somewhere far away. I would have done something before the house swallowed them up, but instead I just gently lowered my eyes. Misfortune would surely sink its teeth into those two children before long. Pain and misery would befall them, and no good lay ahead for them, when my heart had all but frozen solid. I had my hands full taking care of myself, so I let Hayden's beloved grandchildren fall into the witch's hands. I was, for all intents and purposes, Morgana's marionette. So I forget exactly what Morgana said, but are Nelly and Mel reincarnated sinners? Is that what she said? At long last has arrived. The time I've been waiting so long for has arrived. Darling, devoted Giselle, I know not how to describe for you the fiery excitement burning within me. Oh, I know, I can tell you my story. Tell you exactly what that mild-mannered little boy once did. You'll be open to listening now, won't you, my dear? And you'll surely understand that I am doing nothing wrong. Because you're my ally, my trusty servant. You and I, we live in the same world. We're as close as family, are we not? Yes, as you say. So let us curse them, all of them. Let us inflict a pain worse than physical torture on them. Let us put their souls in the rack for all eternity. Curse them, make them suffer, curse them. When you say, like, let me tell you what that little boy once did, do you mean like in a past life or in this life? Because I can't imagine what Mel could have done to deserve this. Because the other two people, I kind of get what they could have done to deserve this. Like, Yukimasa was obviously like an insane psychopath who killed people. And Jacopo was like a piece of shit who treated people badly and probably killed people also. But I don't know what Mel could have done to deserve this. I guess maybe just like the whole like bourgeois thing, like being mistreating the lower class, maybe. Like we saw when he yelled at the white-haired girl when he thought she was a homeless person. But I don't know what else Mel could have done. Now listen carefully, Giselle. This is a tale of wicked man and my curse upon them. The witch pattered curses for some time, the bile overflowing from her words, the pure Google? I need Google to help me again. Unadulterated. The bile overflowing from her words, the pure unadulterated hatred brimming within, consumed me more than the horrifying things they described. She was brutally honest, each word's a carefully sharpened blade of animosity. How much bitterness did you have to carry inside you to become like her? How long did you have to feel nothing but hatred to become like her? I felt like if I let my guard down, I would be consumed by her enmity. What the fuck is that profile pic? It would become mine and I would grow to despise them myself. All the while I kept my mind on one single thing. That is, what was left of my mind, locked away inside the shell of my own creation. It was that solitary truth that allowed me to hold on to my human emotions, to continue believing. I'm always waiting. My love will never fade. When I was still my old self, I called them master and would do anything for them. Michelle, that was their name. They were beautiful. They had pearly white hair and ruby eyes. They are going to come for me. Ooh. Oh, I like how it mirrors what happened to the white-haired girl's painting. It's like the same effect. And it's like on the face also. Michelle, all I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, your fiery red eyes, and your snow-colored hair. Nothing else. And that's why, when I saw her that night, dripping from the storm raging outside, the white-haired girl, I thought, you're finally here. Because I didn't remember enough to know any better. You forgot that he was a man? You already know who I speak of, don't you? The person you called upon Rose Manor for the faded stormy night. A girl with almost translucently pale skin, chillingly white hair and eyes like jewels. Ah, what a beautiful girl. Her hair, her eyes, her porcelain skin. It all matches the person in my memories. She must be the one I've been waiting for. If she is. Something the matter? No, I just thought I felt someone watching us. It's only your imagination, I'm sure. If not your imagination, then perhaps some unseen force was watching you. Unseen force? Are you familiar with how people refer to this mansion? Rose Manor. Yes, indeed. It is called the Rose Manor because you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose garden even at a great distance. But that is not what I meant. It is said that a witch resides within the house. A witch? I have not heard any such stories. You probably wouldn't have. It was a very, very long time ago. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. You have a peculiar presence about you. Should I consider that a compliment? A peculiar presence, he says. Does she sense something in me as I do her? This has to be her then. Her name. I need to ask her name. Oh yeah, we still haven't seen her name yet. It's getting late. It's getting late. You should get some rest. A room has already been set aside for you. But first, may I ask you one thing? Yes? I did not believe you have given me your name yet. Is it gonna be Michelle, but like written with the girl's name, like with an L and an E at the end? My name is... yeah! I called it. Michelle! Ah, I knew it. You're the one. What? You're the one I've been waiting for. I've endured so much in anticipation for this moment. So that I could reunite with you. You came to this place to see me again, did you not? Held tight to those wonderful memories until you could make it back to me. You never gave up hope. I always believed, and I hope you'll praise me for that. And I ask you, please say my name. Please make me. I don't know anything about you. I'm sorry, you seem to be confusing me for someone we have never met before now. You jest. You are Michelle, are you not? That is my name, yes. Oh my god, this is so... But it's a fairly common name. Sure, you're confusing me with... Okay, I'm happy I have been pronouncing it Michelle the whole time, because I felt like I should have been saying Michael. But no, it is Michelle, because it is being mispronounced as Michelle, so it has to be pronounced Michelle. That cannot be. That white hair, white skin, those red eyes, and that name, the name of the Archangel. Everything about you is the same. How can you say you're not my Michelle? Please, Michelle, remember for me. Stay away from me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude, but... You would reject me? I'm so sorry. I honestly don't know you. Do you care nothing anymore for the time we spent together? We have not spent any time together. You would deny everything? I'm sorry. I see. So you feel nothing for me anymore? You do not need to say anything, I understand. You are feeling a great deal of disgust towards me. No, perhaps it is fear. Yes, you were always so kind. You would not easily allow yourself to succumb to hatred. I understand. Please forget everything I've said. Who are you? I am but a simple maid, nothing more. Laughable, isn't it? I no longer recognize Michelle as anything more than a concept. Men or women, elderly or infant, as long as they had white hair, red eyes, and the right name, they were you. I needed anything I could get. I was so desperate the thought never even crossed my mind that she was not you. What do you think, seeing me like this, that I'm helpless and hopeless? Listen to this, Morgana. Michelle is back. She's finally come for me, but she does not remember anything, it seems. Not me, not her past, nothing. She saw me and was afraid, in fact. Are you listening, Morgana? Ah, darling, devoted Giselle. You poor, pitiful soul. That must have been quite harrowing. But don't worry, you still have me. Besides, this might not be your only chance. As long as you continue on, Michelle could appear before you again. You think she'll remember me next time? Can't say, that's up to Michelle. You do have another option though. Forget Michelle yourself and seek out a new master. Someone who can be yours, someone dedicated and faithful, who needs you. Someone worthy of this mansion. Someone who needs me? That's right. Michelle didn't need you after all. It's alright, don't worry. You have plenty of time. Oh yeah, classic Mel sucking at flirting with the maid. Not with the maid, but with, I guess I'll call her Michelle now that we know her name. Rearranging Nellie's room, classic scene. What scene is this? Oh yeah, more of Mel flirting with Michelle. Unsuccessfully. I don't think I know this scene. Do I? I don't remember. Is that the end of the story with the... That's the church, right? The church that Mel goes to? Okay, I feel like we skipped a lot of things in the middle of the story, but I guess that was a recap. It's raining again today. I kind of wonder what happened to him after he fled from the mansion. Although I suppose it doesn't much matter to me. The witch is surely watching him. Such a dreadful storm. It sounds like someone's crying. I was at that point, completely out of my mind, broken. My smiles, frowns, and gasps had all been replaced with imitations. Shortly afterward, the flaxen-haired boy moved out of the house and went on to become a priest. Really? The girl fell ill a few years later, her disease eventually taking her life. No, Nelly! No. But the boy never once returned home. The Rhodes family crumbled. I couldn't bring myself to grieve for them, or to reflect on Hayden's sorrowful end. I simply waited for time to begin moving once more. I would have liked the witch to tell us what Mel did to deserve this. She said it like Mel did something, but she didn't say what he did. Okay, we're gonna move on to Yukimasa now. Yeah. Okay. Yukimasa, the Japanese man with the wife from Denmark, not Netherlands, like I said last time for some reason. Denmark. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go through all the stories. I mean, I guess there's only 2 more stories, right? Because after the Jacopo one, we haven't seen any stories that are any more recent than that. I mean, based on that one bad ending, I think we are like in the present time, so we would need to see what happened to the maid from like 1869 to like the year 2000 or around there. My biggest questions remaining so far are: what is the deal with Michelle? Like, something is obviously like different with him, like something is wrong with him that he hasn't said. I speculated that maybe he's like, he's like castrated or something's wrong with his genitals or something like that. Could be completely wrong, but I think it may be something like that from the few hints we've had. The few hints we've had were the guy who wrote the letter to his mom making a passing comment about like, is it true that you don't have a, and then ... and then he got cut off. And also when Giselle wanted to have sex with him, he thought in his head, besides, I don't ... I forget exactly what he said, but it was something like that. So that's what made me think that maybe he's like castrated or something, or there's something fucked up with his penis. I don't know. Could be completely wrong. So that's, if I'm wrong or if it's something like that. Number one is like, what's Michelle's secret? Michelle, the guy. Oh god, that's gonna be really annoying to refer to. Because when I say Michelle, you can't tell if I'm talking about the guy Michelle or the girl Michelle. But yeah, what's wrong with his body? Number two, like what happened with him and the white hair girl in I'm just gonna say the white hair girl instead of Michelle, because that's what I've been calling her the whole time. What happened with him and the white hair girl in the original story? Why was he so angry at her? I speculated that like, I mean, obviously, I speculated it was some kind of like unrequited love. That seems to be what it was, because the way he was talking about the paintings, it seems like they were being sent to him to like taunt him. And also there was that one like quick flashback where we heard someone say like, "You would have the gall to have a crush on me." So I assume that was the white hair girl talking, and maybe she didn't. Yeah, maybe the painting is just being sent to him to like taunt him for having feelings for her while she's like in a relationship with someone else. Maybe his brother. That would make sense. Maybe. Um. Question number three: what is the deal with the white hair girl? Why is she showing up in every story? Because the witch said she would reconstruct Michelle, the guy, but she didn't say anything about the white hair girl. Is the white hair girl Michelle like a part of his soul or something? Oh my god, I just had a crazy theory. I don't know if I can say it though. Okay, let's keep going with the questions first of all. Um, fourth question would be like what the fuck is the witch's deal? Like, why is she doing all this? Why is she like? Why is there a witch in the mansion? Um, yeah. Are those all my questions? I think that's everything. That's a very big question I have now, at least. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should say the theory I thought of. It might be slightly problematic. I'll hold on to it, and if I see more clues pointing to it, then I'll say it. I mean, basically, it's just that Michelle, the guy, and Michelle, the girl, are the same person, but but a bit more. There's a bit more to it, but I'll talk more about it if I get more evidence towards it. Because right now it is like 99% conjecture. But yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here for now. Yeah. See you next time for seeing the mate's perspective on the other two stories. Yeah. See ya.